wondered what he did to earn them. Now that he'd revealed his true colors, the answer was clear. "Why?" asked Josh, pacing the room. "Because they alert people that they are being magically bound to a contract and don't allow you to trick anyone into anything?" "Exactly," Logan said, the smile never leaving his lips. "You've noticed I'm the only one who has them. Why should I bear the marks of past mistakes that were forced on me by the dreadful witches?" "How many did it take to invoke the curse?" Josh asked. This was his territory, my brother and our resident witch revealing the insights that made him so useful to the pack. If anyone could find a way to break Logan's magic, it would be him. 13, Logan said with a frown. "If these marks were given to you by 13 witches, how are we, with one witch, going to remove them?" Skye asked. Instead of looking at her, Logan shifted his gaze to me. There was a knowing malevolence there. He knew our history, knew what Skye and I had achieved, saw how much she meant to me. He was going to use that against us, and there was nothing I could do about it. I had never hated anyone so much. "You removed a curse done by witches before, so it stands to reason that you can do the same again," Logan said, his attention returning to Skye. "But frankly, how it is done really isn't my problem as long as it is." Of course, we had the Clostra, the set of spell books with which we had removed the witch's death curse on Skye, and in the process unwittingly unraveled other magics, including the one containing Logan in his home. Logan assumed that we could do the same thing again, but we only had 2 of the 3 books, and getting the 3rd wouldn't be easy, no matter what we had led Logan to believe before. Even if we wanted to agree to his terms, there was no guarantee that we could fulfill them. Sebastian's eyes narrowed and his lips pulled back, baring the edges of a predator's deadly sharp teeth. His breath became a rumble, so quiet it could barely be heard. Logan just laughed, placed a possessive hand on the jar, and smiled. He knew that any threat we made now would be hollow. None of us would risk Skye's life by attacking him. He took a deep breath as if he were inhaling our anger, relishing the taste of the tension that hung thick in the air. Then he let go of the jar and stood, clasping his hands behind him. He paced the room, his footsteps a mocking shadow of Josh's, and Josh stiffened in response. Logan turned his back on us and on the jar, his contempt on open display. He didn't need to watch us, didn't need to keep that bloody portion of the Treace in his hand. His link to the heart was deep and magical, like the ties that bound the pack together. He could kill Skye without lifting a hand, crushing my own heart as readily as the Treace's. "Should I go on with my second request?" Logan asked. When no one responded, he turned to Sebastian. "Should I go on with my second request?" he asked again, a dark edge in his voice. Sebastian fixed Logan with the same hard stare. Logan resumed his pacing, moving with a grace he would never have had in his true monstrous form. He flicked his hair, pale blonde today with hints of silver, and smiled haughtily at Sebastian. Josh had stopped pacing and stood still, his attention focused on the jar. His fingers flickered and his lips twitched as he cast spell after spell, magic inching out from him toward the trapped heart. The blue of his eyes was eclipsed by a dark smoky gray as stronger magic flowed through him. For every spell Josh cast, an equal force emerged to dissipate his magic as he and Logan engaged in a silent battle of wills. Josh's power wrapped around the jar, and for a moment I thought that he had won. I allowed myself a small smile of triumph. But then the magic evaporated and Logan let out a dark laugh. "Ah, yes. Did I expect anything less than the witch attempting to remove the spell?" Logan asked. "Tell me, are you having any success?" Josh glared at Logan, his face tight with frustration. "I assure you," Logan said, "I've mastered the spell to ensure that it cannot be lifted by anyone but me. Shall I continue?" "Go on," Sebastian muttered through clenched teeth. Seemingly indifferent to the angry predators facing him, Logan continued to slowly walk the length of the room, his back to us.